Hey guys, welcome back to the Read Alouds, and also welcome back to me. It's really fun. Today we're going to do our Read Alouds. Day 46. Let's start with our old school Read Alouds. So last time we read about how Roger got a job and how Grandpa is now living with him. So you guys can go check that out. Today's Monday in our world, which is actually not. It's Friday in our world. Yay! So let's get started. Lately, Mom's been trying to get Grandpa to tell us kids about life was like when he was growing up. Grandpa says that when he was young, they didn't have any television or anything like that, so kids spent most of their time outdoors playing games like Kick the Can. Grown-ups are always talking about playing Kick the Can. One time, me and Roger actually gave it a try to see what the big deal was, but we quit after 30 seconds. Want to go inside and play Twisted Wizard? Yeah. So they just put a can on the floor, and I guess they're supposed to kick it. I don't really know. Dad says when he was a kid, he and his best friend Glyze would just use their imaginations and play all day in the woods. Yeah, like if you're bored or something, go outside and play. Well, me and Rolly tried to use our own imaginations once, but Rolly's dad put the end to it before we could even get going. Rolly Jefferson, you put down that stick right down this instant. Dad says today's parents are overprotective, and that when he was a kid, he and Glyze roamed free and never had bothered to tell their parents where they were going. But Mom said it was a lot safer back in those days, and now it's too dangerous for kids to be on their own without adults supervise. Dad said that might be true, but kids like me and Rolly need to learn how to protect ourselves. Dad said when he was in middle school, he and Glyze buried stuff all over town so that if they ever got cornered, they could fight their way out. But Grandpa had a different version of things. He said Dad and Glyze raid the kitchen drawer for silverware, and that's what they stashed all over the neighborhood. They were putting forks and spoons in their little hole. When Dad's mother realized her forks and knives were missing, she made the boys dig them all back up and bring them back. After that, Dad and Glyze got their hands on some plastic utensils, but they got into an argument over whether or not a spork could be used for self-defense, and things turned ugly. Help his butt. Glyze told his mother and what Dad did and showed her the spork marks to prove it. I guess those must have been different times because Glyze's mom bent Dad over her knee and spanked him. Oh my God! So that's the problem with putting too much stoke in the old days. You remember all the good stuff, but you forget about the time you got spanked by your best friend's mom. So that was the Darver Wimpy Kid Old School. Pretty short for today. Now we're going to read our technology's impact. So last time we read about the final pages of how the cotton gin impacted the South. So you guys can go check that out. It was a little bit about how slavery and stuff, and how all the men had to do the working. Well, most of them, but still. Now we're going to read about Lucy Larcom's New England girlhood. So let's read. In 1835, when Lucy Larcom was 11 years old, her widowed mother moved her 8 children to Lowell, Massachusetts. There she opened the boarding house. Most of her 10 aunts were mill workers. Lucy began working at the Lowell mills too. At the time it was illegal and therefore not uncommon for children to work in factories. Years later, Larcom became an educator and an author. In 1889, she published her autobiography, A New England Girlhood. The work reveals the thoughts and feelings of an observed child and about being a mill laborer. It also tells us about something about the technology of time. So I went to my first days of work in the mill with a light heart. And for a little while it was only a new amusement, but it was not now. But it was not, and it could not be. The right sort of life for a child. One great advantage which came to these many stranger girls through being brought together away from their own homes, and what that has taught them to go out of themselves and enter into the lives of others. I've never cared so much about machinery, the buzzing and the hissing and the whizzing of the pulleys and the rollers and the spindles and flyers around me often grew tiresome. I could not see them into their compilations, or feel interested in them. But in a room below us, were sometimes allowed to peer in through a sort of blind door at the great water wheel that carried the works of the whole mill. It was so huge that we could only match a few of its spokes at a time, moving with a slow, measured strength through the darkness that had shut it in. Today, Lucy Larcom's autobiography is often used to study childhood in early America. So that was Lucy Larcom's New England Girlhood. And next time we're going to be reading the Poems of the Indestructible Age. So very interesting. So we're going to be reading about that stuff. Now that was our technology impact, and now we're going to read our beautiful nursery collection. So last time we read about a little song called 10 Little Fingers. You guys can go check that out. That was day 45 when we read it, so you guys can go check that out. Now we're going to read some underwater things called I Saw a Ship A-Sailing. I saw a ship a-sailing, a sailing on the sea. And oh, but it was Latin. With pretty things for thee were comfits in the cabin, and apples in the hold, and the masts were all gold, and 24 sailors that stood behind the decks were 24 mice with chains around their necks, with a packet on his back. And when the ship began to move, the captain said, quack, quack. So is the captain an animal? So I like the little designs around it. And now we're going to read our last thing called If All the Seas. If all the seas were one sea, what a great sea that would be. And if all the trees were on one tree, what a great tree that would be. And if all the axes were on one axe, what a great axe that would be. And if all the men were one man, what a great man he would be. And if the great man took the great axe and cut down a tree and let it fall into the great sea, what a splish splash it would be. So that was If All the Seas. So I hope you guys liked the read-alouds today. I certainly did. Tomorrow we're going to be reading about I Can and shoes. So that was our nursery collection for today. Well, for so far. So we have like a couple read-alouds to read because I missed them. Please subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any of our videos that we post. See you later. And don't forget about the giveaway. I forgot the news. So for today in Mayhem's community, we have a giveaway we were going to do at, well, you guys can go see it. I forget what subscribers we need. 2,500? I don't remember. But you guys can go check that out. My brother is doing a Adopt Me giveaway at a certain amount of subscribers. So go comment on that video and tell you're subscribed. If you are. Come on. Don't lie. And for my channel, I am almost at 40 subscribers. I have 38 right now. So let's get to 40. And at the end of the year, we'll probably be around 60. At the end of the year, we'll probably be at 60 subscribers. So let's make that happen. And I've been working on a couple videos like the Prom Day Animal Crossing series. And the Spirit Halloween. I've been making some Spirit Halloween videos. I have to put them together and then post them on my channel. They're in a playlist, so I'll share that playlist on my channel. And also another thing, I did another video. So go check that out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. And go subscribe to both of our channels. Well, both of our channels. Mayhem and Family Fun and my channel. I'll link them in the description. Bye!